Look at your hands. Look at the life you have built. Or perhaps, more accurately, the life you have allowed to accumulate around you like dust. You are here because there is a dissonance in your soul. You are here because you know with a clarity that borders on pain that you are operating at a fraction of your capacity. You have been told that timing is everything, that luck is the architect of fortune, or that the system is rigged against you. You have been fed the soft, comfortable lie that your current position is merely a byproduct of your circumstances. But this is the truth about why you are not where you want to be. You are exactly where you have commanded yourself to be. Not by what you say in the daylight hours, not by your fleeting resolutions on New Year's, but by the relentless, invisible stream of your dominant thoughts. Napoleon Hill once observed that the starting point of all achievement is desire, not a wish, not a hope, but a burning, consuming desire that transcends all obstacles. Most people do not have a burning desire. They have a lukewarm preference. They want to be wealthy, but they want the comfort of their current poverty more. They want to be fit, but they love the lethargy of their excuses more. They want to be remembered, but they fear the spotlight more. You are not failing because you lack talent. You are failing because you are divided against yourself. Think of Thomas Edison. He did not look at a failed filament as a rejection of his dream. He looked at it as a necessary reduction of the impossible. He possessed the singular quality that separates the architect of history from the spectator. He refused to acknowledge the finality of defeat. When you face a setback, you call it a sign to stop. Edison called it a step forward. Where you see a wall, a titan sees a challenge to be engineered. The difference is not in the material, but in the mind that perceives it. You spend your days navigating a sea of distractions, anchoring your worth to the opinions of those who have never dared to chart their own course. You look at the titans, at Carnegie, at Ford, at the individuals who reshaped the very foundations of the world, and you mistakenly believe they were born with a blueprint you lack. They were not. They were born with the exact same raw materials as you. The difference is that they learned the art of transmuting their mental energy into physical results. Your mind is a fertile field. If you plant the seeds of doubt, of what if and of maybe, you will harvest a crop of mediocrity. You cannot expect to reap the fruits of a master if you are constantly tending to the weeds of fear. This is why you feel the friction. You are holding two opposing thoughts at once, the vision of your potential and the anchor of your insecurity. You must cut the anchor. Every moment you spend dwelling on what you lack, you are essentially praying for more of that lack. The universe does not respond to your needs. It responds to your nature. If you walk through the world with the consciousness of a victim, you will be hunted by circumstance. If you walk through the world with the consciousness of a creator, you will be followed by opportunity. It is a cold, mathematical law of the spirit. Consider the discipline required to stand amidst the ruins of your own failure and still declare victory. Most of us are shattered by the first gust of wind, but look at the history of the greats. Look at Lincoln. He faced defeat after defeat, humiliation after humiliation, yet he never once let the external circumstances dictate his internal worth. He maintained a vision of a unified nation while the world around him was tearing itself apart. He understood that a man is only truly defeated when he accepts defeat as a permanent condition. You are not failing because you aren't trying. You are failing because you aren't committed. There is a profound difference. Trying is for those who are afraid of the judgment that comes with total failure. Commitment is the act of burning your bridges so that there is no path back to your old self. You must become a person who is capable of hosting the success you desire. If you were handed the fortune you seek today without the character to maintain it, you would lose it by tomorrow. The process is not designed to punish you. It is designed to prepare you. Do not look at the ladder of success and despair at the distance to the top. Look at the rung beneath your feet and understand that your only duty is to master this specific moment. Clarity is the antidote to the chaos you feel. You are not where you want to be because your vision is blurred by the noise of the how. You are obsessed with the mechanics of success before you have secured the foundations of belief. You think, how will I do it? When you should be asking, who must I become to do it? The how is irrelevant if the why is not absolute. When your purpose is tied to something larger than your comfort, the how begins to reveal itself. It is drawn to you. Opportunity does not hide from those who are prepared, it screams at them. But you must be quiet enough and focused enough to hear it. You have been too loud with your complaints and too silent with your convictions. Silence the voices that tell you it is too late, or that you have missed your window. Time is a resource, yes, but it is not the master. The only master is the frequency upon which you vibrate. If you vibrate at the frequency of fear, you will attract the experiences of a fearful life. If you move, speak, and act from the frequency of an owner, the world will adjust to accommodate your presence. Everything you see around you, every structure, every technology, every masterpiece of art existed first in the mind of an individual who refused to be constrained by the reality of the present. They lived in the future. They occupied the space of their success long before the world could see the evidence. You must do the same. You must act as though your success is an inevitability, not a possibility. You must walk with the quiet, unshakable confidence of someone who has already seen the end of the film. This is the shift that changes everything. Stop treating your life like a rehearsal for a day that may never come. Stop waiting for the stars to align or for the perfect conditions to manifest. The perfect conditions are the ones you create through your persistence. There is no such thing as an insurmountable obstacle for a mind that is fully aligned with its own power. You have spent years building a prison of what if and someday. It is time to tear it down. It is time to stop asking for permission to live the life you were designed for. Greatness is not a gift bestowed upon the lucky. It is a standard you set for yourself and then refuse to drop. It is a declaration that says, I will not accept the life that has been offered to me. I will create the life that I demand. Look at the pain you feel, the frustration, the restlessness. That is not a sign of your inadequacy. That is the labor pain of your potential. It is the part of you that knows who you are, crying out for the part of you that is playing small to wake up. Listen to it. Do not suppress it with entertainment, with distraction, or with the numbing agents of the modern world. Lean into that discomfort. Let it burn away the layers of the person you have been, so that the person you are becoming can emerge. You have the power to write a new narrative in this very second. You are not a creature of the past, you are the architect of the future. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to stop compromising with your own greatness. Do not look back. Do not offer apologies for your ambition. Do not explain your vision to those who cannot see it. Your only responsibility is to become the truth of your own potential. The path ahead is not paved with ease, it is paved with resilience. It is paved with the courage to be misunderstood. It is paved with the discipline to work when the lights are off and no one is watching. But it is the only path that leads to the summit. When you finally stand on that peak, when you look down at the distance you have covered, you will realize that the struggle was never about the destination. The struggle was the forge. It was the fire that refined you into the person who could finally hold the prize. Now, look forward. Do not look at the mountain. Look at your feet. Take the first step with the absolute conviction of a conqueror. The world is waiting for you to stop apologizing and start commanding. The moment you decide that your success is not an option, but a requirement, is the moment your life truly begins. Go forth and claim it. Not because you are worthy of it, but because you are the one who has decided it is yours. The truth is simple. You are not where you want to be because you have not yet decided that you have already arrived. Now act like it. You think you have time. You look at the calendar and you see an endless horizon of tomorrows, a vast, open field where you believe you can eventually sow your seeds of greatness. This is the grand deception that keeps you trapped in the architecture of your own mediocrity. You believe that later is a safe harbor, when in reality, later is the graveyard where the dreams of the majority go to die. Every time you utter the word someday, you are signing a contract with complacency. The people you admire, the ones whose names are etched into the foundations of industry, art, and leadership, did not operate on someday. They operated on the terrifying electric urgency of now. They understood a fundamental truth that you have been avoiding, that the universe rewards the decisive. When you hesitate, you are signaling to the world that you are not ready to lead, and the world in its infinite indifference will oblige you by keeping you in the ranks of the lead. Consider the nature of magnetism. A magnet is not merely a piece of metal. It is a piece of metal that has aligned its internal particles in a single, unified direction. When you are scattered, when your desires are fragmented, when your focus is frayed by the trivialities of modern life, you possess no charge. You are just inert material. But when you align your thoughts, your actions, and your unwavering resolve toward a singular purpose, you become a force of nature. You become something that cannot be ignored, something that cannot be denied. This alignment requires a radical, often painful audit of your life. You must look at the people you spend your time with, the information you consume, and the habits you hold onto like life rafts, and you must ask, does this contribute to the version of myself I am demanding to become? If the answer is no, it is a liability. And in the world of high-stakes achievement, there is no room for liabilities. You must be ruthless. You must be the editor of your own existence. You fear change because you mistake your current identity for your actual self. You think you are your history. You think you are your past failures. You think you are your bank account. You are none of those things. Those are just the artifacts of your previous choices. Your true self is the awareness that is looking through your eyes right now, the entity capable of observing your current state and decreeing that it is no longer acceptable. That awareness is your sovereignty. Do not be intimidated by the magnitude of your vision. A journey of 1,000 miles is not a single monolithic leap. It is a sequence of mundane, disciplined steps taken with absolute conviction. The greatness you seek is found in the monotony of the process. It is found in the work you do when you are exhausted, when you are discouraged, and when no one is there to applaud your effort. This is where the character is forged. This is where the gap between the average and the extraordinary is bridged. There is a rhythm to the universe, a cadence to the rise and fall of great legacies. It is the rhythm of persistence. Napoleon Hill taught us that persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Without it, you are brittle. You will snap under the first pressure of real-world resistance. But with it, you become impenetrable. You become the object that immovable forces move around. Stop looking for the secret. There is no secret. There is only the application of universal principles that have been available to everyone since the dawn of time. But these principles are silent. They do not advertise themselves. They wait to be discovered by the individual who is willing to look beyond the surface. They wait for the individual who is tired of living a life dictated by circumstance, and who is ready to take the pen and write their own script. The energy you waste on self-pity, the hours you squander in the hollow pursuit of validation, these are the things that are keeping you from your fortune. You are bleeding power. You are leaking the very fuel required to launch your life to the next level. To stop this, you must cultivate the most difficult trait of all: radical self-responsibility. You must own your results, not just the ones you like, but the ones you detest. You must look at the state of your life and say, I did this. This is not to burden you with shame. It is to empower you with authority. If you are the author of your current life, then you are, by necessity, the author of your future. If you created the mess, you have the inherent power to build the mansion. The moment you stop blaming the economy, your upbringing, your boss, or the cards you were dealt, is the moment you reclaim your agency. You step out of the shadows of the secondary and into the light of the primary. Do not let the skepticism of others act as a mirror for your own doubt. Those who live in the valley cannot comprehend the view from the summit. They will try to pull you down, not because they are evil, but because your climb is a painful reminder of their own refusal to ascend. You must learn to operate in a vacuum of external opinion. Your belief in your vision must be so solid, so unshakable, that it acts as a fortress against the noise of the world. You are being called to a higher standard. Not a standard defined by the world, but a standard defined by your own potential. You know the whispers of your soul. You know the things you are capable of that you have kept hidden out of fear of being seen, or fear of being wrong. Release that fear. It is a useless weight. You have already failed by being silent. You have already missed the mark by being small. The only way to win is to risk everything on the realization of your purpose. The environment you inhabit is a mirror. If you want to change your life, you must change your environment, and that begins with your mental environment. You must curate your thoughts as if your life depends on it, because it does. Every thought you entertain is a blueprint. Every word you speak is a prophecy. If you speak of limitation, you are setting the boundaries of your world. If you speak of opportunity, you are expanding them. You possess a library of wisdom within you, waiting to be accessed. You have the accumulated knowledge of everyone who has ever struggled and won before you. Tap into it. Study the lives of those who have paved the way. Do not just study their methods, study their mindset. Look at their resolve. Look at their ability to remain unbothered by the storms of the present. You are standing at the threshold of a new chapter, but you cannot enter it carrying the baggage of the last. You must shed the skin of who you were to make room for who you are becoming. This is a painful process, a shedding of old comforts and familiar identities, but it is necessary. You are stripping away the non-essential to reveal the core of your strength. Stay with this. Breathe it in. Let the reality of your potential take root in the deepest soil of your being. This is not a dream. This is not a fantasy. This is a call to action. The bridge is burned. The path forward is the only way that remains. You are meant for more than the quiet desperation of a life unlived. You are meant to leave a mark. You are meant to be the architect of a destiny that inspires others to do the same. Stand tall in the uncertainty, for in that uncertainty lies the infinite potential of your future. The world is a harsh mirror, and it will reflect exactly what you present to it. If you approach it with the timid eyes of an applicant, it will treat you like a servant. But if you approach it with the steady, piercing gaze of an owner, it will yield. You have been waiting for someone to open the door, for someone to hand you the keys, for someone to give you the signal that you are ready. Let this be the moment that realization dies. You are not waiting for a signal. You are the signal. Consider the history of those who broke the shackles of their time. Henry Ford did not have the blueprints for the future. He had a vision of a world that didn't exist yet, and he refused to let the skepticism of the engineers or the limitations of the era stop him. He made his mind a factory of ideas, and he became the catalyst for an entire civilization. He understood that the collective consensus of "it can't be done" is merely the opinion of those who are too afraid to try. You have allowed the consensus of the fearful to become your own ceiling. You have allowed the comfort of the crowd to dictate the boundaries of your horizon. That time is over. Discipline is not the restriction of your freedom, it is the ultimate expression of it. To be a slave to your impulses, your desire for comfort, your addiction to distraction, your preference for the path of least resistance, is to live in a cage of your own design. True freedom is the ability to master your own nature, to direct your focus where you will, and to sustain that focus despite the chaos of the world. Every morning you choose to rise early. Every hour you spend in deep, concentrated work. Every time you choose the long-term vision over the short-term gratification, you are forging the iron of your own character. You are making yourself into a person who can withstand the weight of success. You feel the resistance. You feel the pull of the gravity of your old habits. That resistance is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is the friction of your transformation. Anything that has real value in this world requires energy to create, and even more energy to sustain. You are currently in the forge. The heat is meant to be intense because that is what is required to temper the steel. If you try to escape the heat, you will remain soft, malleable, and eventually eroded by the very circumstances you seek to overcome. Stop trying to calculate the odds of your success. The calculation itself is a form of doubt. When you are fully committed to your purpose, the odds become irrelevant. You are not playing a game of chance. You are engaging in a process of creation. When you operate from a state of total, unwavering belief, the universe rearranges itself to support your momentum. It is not magic, it is the alignment of your consciousness with the objective reality you are trying to manifest. When your thoughts are sharp, your actions are decisive. When your actions are decisive, your results are inevitable. There is a dignity in the struggle that most people never experience because they spend their lives avoiding it. They want the summit without the climb, the harvest without the planting. They want the glory of the hero without the suffering of the journey. But there is no shortcut to mastery. There is no loophole in the law of sowing and reaping. You must go through the valley. You must put in the thousands of hours of unseen, unrewarded labor. You must embrace the days where progress seems invisible, where the results don't match the effort, and where your internal voice whispers that it would be easier to just quit. That is where the masters are born. That is where the wheat is separated from the chaff. When you stand in the middle of that silence, when no one is cheering, when no one is watching, and you choose to stay the course, that is when you win. That is when you secure your future. You are building a legacy, not a temporary convenience. You are building a life that will echo long after you have moved on. And that requires a level of fortitude that the average person is simply not willing to cultivate. You have a purpose that is unique to you, a combination of talents, experiences, and perspective that the world has never seen and will never see again. By playing small, by conforming, by hiding your light, you are committing a theft against the world. You are depriving the world of the contribution only you can make. The frustration you feel, the restless energy that keeps you awake at night, that is your purpose clawing at the doors of your consciousness, demanding to be let out. Stop trying to keep it contained. Stop trying to make it fit into the box of social acceptability. Let it out. Give it form. Give it life. You are the sum total of your decisions. Every choice you have ever made has brought you to this exact point of departure. Do not look back with regret. The past is a dead thing. It has no power over you unless you choose to animate it with your attention. Look forward with the hunger of a predator and the patience of a sage. You have everything you need to begin. You have the intellect, you have the capacity for growth, and you have the absolute sovereignty over your own focus. The journey is long, and the path is narrow, but it is yours to walk. Do not let the shadows of doubt flicker on the walls of your mind. You are the projector, not the screen. You determine the imagery. You determine the scale. You determine the outcome. Rise up. Shake off the lethargy of the past. Claim the mantle of your own potential. You are not here to observe the world. You are here to participate in its creation. And it starts, right now, with the decision to be, to act, and to become. The world will tell you that success is a matter of circumstance, a game of rolling dice where the lucky few are chosen by fate. They will tell you that the gap between where you are and where you want to be is an unbridgeable chasm of luck, connections, or timing. But this is the lie of the powerless. The truth, the cold and liberating truth, is that your life is a precise reflection of your internal state. You are not a victim of your environment. You are a product of your focus. Think of the men and women who have left their mark on history. They did not wait for the clouds to part. They did not wait for the world to validate their vision. They lived as if the future they envisioned was already the present reality. Napoleon Hill studied them for decades, and he discovered the same recurring pattern. They possessed a singular, unwavering focus. They held a picture in their minds, a clear, detailed, and emotionally charged image of their objective, and they held it there until the material world had no choice but to conform to it. You are scattered. Your energy is leaking in 1,000 different directions. Noise of trivial opinions, the comfort of shallow habits, and the fear of being seen for who you truly are. You are trying to build a castle with shifting sand. You must stop. You must take the energy you have been wasting and concentrate it into a laser-like beam of purpose. You must decide what it is that you are building, and then you must protect that vision with the ferocity of a guardian. The resistance you feel is not an indication that you should stop, it is an indication that you are breaking through. When you begin to take full responsibility for your life, not just the parts that feel good, but the parts that are broken, the parts that are stagnant, the parts that you have been hiding from yourself, you will experience a visceral friction. That is the old version of you dying. That is the ego realizing its reign is ending. Let it happen. Do not retreat into the familiar. Do not reach for the distractions that have kept you small. Sit in the fire. Stay in the tension. Most people fail because they lack the capacity to endure the middle. They can start with enthusiasm. They can dream with intensity. But they cannot handle the long, monotonous stretch of the journey where the initial excitement has faded and the results have not yet appeared. This is the testing ground. This is where the wheat is separated from the chaff. If you can show up every day, even when you feel nothing, even when you see nothing, even when the world tells you that you are foolish for trying, you will possess a power that 99% of humanity will never know. You have been looking for a shortcut. You have been searching for a hack, a secret formula, a magic pill that will bypass the necessity of the struggle. That desire for ease is exactly what is keeping you in the cycle of mediocrity. There is no shortcut to greatness. There is only the process of refining your character until you are the kind of person who is capable of sustaining the weight of your own success. If you were handed everything you wanted today, you would lose it tomorrow, because you would not have the foundation of character to maintain it. The journey is the process of building that foundation. You must become ruthless with your time. You must become ruthless with your associations. You must become ruthless with the internal narratives that you allow to play on a loop in your mind. If a thought does not serve your purpose, evict it. If a person does not challenge you to rise, distance yourself. Your life is a precious, finite resource, and every moment you spend in the company of the mundane is a betrayal of the greatness that is waiting to be born within you. You are the author of your own story, but you have been writing it with the ink of others' expectations. You have been writing it with the fear of being judged, the fear of failure, the fear of stepping out of the lines that society has drawn for you. It is time to burn those pages. It is time to pick up the pen and write with the conviction of someone who knows that their contribution is not optional. It is time to stop playing the role of a supporting character in your own life. This is the truth about why you are not where you want to be. You have not yet decided that your current reality is beneath you. You have been tolerating a version of yourself that is less than your potential. But the moment you draw a line in the sand, the moment you say, "Never again will I accept this level of mediocrity," everything will shift. The universe will stop testing your resolve and start facilitating your ascent. Stand up. Not because you are ready, but because you are capable. You have within you the same fundamental capacity as every great pioneer, every great innovator, every great soul who has ever walked this earth. You are not a finished product, you are a work in progress. And the work you do today, the discipline you exercise today, the focus you maintain today, is the chisel that will carve the statue of your future. Do not falter. Do not look back. Do not hesitate. The mountain is waiting, and you are the only one who can make the climb. You have spent years listening to the hollow echoes of what if, letting the fear of the unknown paralyze the engine of your ambition. You have analyzed, you have overthought, and you have carefully curated reasons why the timing isn't right, why your circumstances are uniquely difficult, or why others have an advantage that you do not. But analyze this. None of those excuses have ever built a legacy. None of those justifications have ever moved the needle of your life an inch toward the summit. They are nothing more than comforting lies we tell ourselves to soothe the ache of our own untapped potential. The masters of history, the Carnegies, the Fords, the Lincolns, did not possess a secret knowledge that you lack. They possessed a singular, terrifying quality, the ability to act in the face of total uncertainty. They didn't have the full map, they didn't have the safety net, and they didn't have the guarantee of a comfortable landing. They had a vision, and they were willing to walk into the fire of the unknown to manifest it. You are waiting for certainty, but certainty is the luxury of the stagnant. If you want to change your life, you must be willing to embrace the void. Look at the structure of your days. Are they designed for greatness, or are they designed for comfort? Are you spending your hours moving toward your objective, or are you spending them numbing yourself to the reality of your current position? You cannot expect a life of extraordinary results if you are operating with the daily habits of the ordinary. Success is not an event, it is a lifestyle. It is the result of thousands of small, disciplined choices made when nobody is looking. It is the refusal to accept good enough when you know you are capable of excellence. You are being haunted by your own ghost. The version of you that knows what you are capable of. The version of you that is screaming to be let out from behind the walls of your own insecurity. Do not silence that voice. That voice is the compass pointing toward your true north. The discomfort you feel is the friction of your evolution. You are in the process of shedding a skin that no longer fits, and like any growth, it is painful. But the alternative, to stay in a state of stagnant mediocrity, is far worse. The universe does not negotiate with the lukewarm. It respects the individual who knows what they want, and moves toward it with unrelenting intensity. When you stop bargaining with your own potential, when you stop offering compromises to the fear of failure, you will find that the world begins to yield. Opportunities that were once invisible will suddenly appear. Resources will gather where there was once a void. This is the law of attraction, stripped of its mystical fluff and presented in its raw, uncompromising reality. You attract not what you want, but what you are. If you are a person of low standards, low discipline, and low belief, you will attract low results. If you become a person of high standards, high discipline, and high conviction, the results will follow as surely as the dawn follows the night. You are not waiting for the world to change. You are waiting for you to change. You are the architect, the builder, and the occupant of your reality. Every brick you lay with your thoughts today is a brick in the foundation of your future. Make them count. Make them strong. Stop looking for the applause of the crowd. The crowd is fickle, ignorant, and easily swayed. If you live for their approval, you will die by their rejection. Seek only the approval of the standard you have set for yourself. Be your own toughest critic and your own most relentless coach. When you reach the point where you no longer require the validation of others because your own internal conviction is absolute, you will have achieved a state of freedom that is more valuable than any bank account. You have been given the gift of this moment, this singular, fleeting point in time where the past is finished and the future is unwritten. You are holding the pen. Do not hand it over to your circumstances. Do not hand it over to your doubts. Do not hand it over to the people who told you it couldn't be done. Write a story that would make your ancestors proud. Write a story that future generations will study as a testament to what is possible when a human being finally decides to stop waiting and start creating. The path is waiting. It is not an easy path, but it is the only path that leads to the summit of your own potential. Do not falter now. Do not turn back to the safety of the valley. You have come too far to settle for anything less than everything you were designed to be. Take the step. Make the move. Commit the act. Your life is not a dress rehearsal, it is the main event. Act like the titan you are, and watch how the world bows to your... You have spent so much time dissecting the failures of the past, picking over the carcass of what went wrong, as if you could learn how to fly by studying the physics of a crash. You cannot. The past is nothing more than a graveyard of data. It is useful for instruction, but it is a lethal place for your spirit to reside. You are not where you want to be, because you are still living in the wreckage of your own history. You are still apologizing for mistakes that were actually lessons, still carrying the shame of failures that were actually prerequisites for your current growth. Consider the reality of your potential. It is not a finite resource, it is a fountain. You are tapping into a reservoir that has fueled every great mind from Socrates to Tesla, but you have been blocking the pipe with the sludge of low-level thinking. You have been told to be realistic. Realism is a trap. It is the language of those who have surrendered their imagination to the limitations of their current environment. The truly great have never been realistic. They have been visionaries who saw a world that did not exist and possessed the audacity to believe they could construct it. You are struggling because you are trying to force a masterpiece into the frame of a souvenir. Your purpose is large. Your capacity is vast. But your daily output is small because your belief in your own mandate is shallow. You must start acting like the person you intend to become, not the person you have been. You must dress the part, speak the part, and most importantly, think the part. You must begin to curate your internal world with the same precision you would apply to a business contract. No more self-sabotage, no more "I'll try." No more waiting for the mood to strike. You are the master of your mood. You are the architect of your focus. The resistance you feel is the threshold. Every time you push against the current, every time you discipline your mind to hold the vision when the reality around you screams the opposite, you are building a muscle that the rest of the world will never possess. This is the secret of the Think and Grow Rich philosophy. It is not about the money. It is about the transmutation of mental energy into physical reality. It is about the unwavering, singular focus of a soul that has decided that the only option is the achievement of the vision. You are not being punished by the delays in your success. You are being prepared. You are being tempered. If your dream were easy, it would be common. The difficulty of the climb is the barrier to entry that ensures that only the committed reach the peak. Do you want to be common? Do you want to be one of the millions who settle for a life of good enough? Or do you want to be the one who stands on the summit and looks back with the quiet satisfaction of knowing you left nothing on the table? Stop asking for the path to be cleared. The path is overgrown with the thorns of your own procrastination. You must hack it down yourself. You must use the blade of your own discipline. You must take responsibility for every second of your day. Are you wasting it? Are you spending it in the presence of greatness? Or are you drowning it in the trivialities of the mediocre? The choices you make in the next hour will define the trajectory of the next year. You possess a fire. It may be a flicker, hidden beneath layers of routine and resignation, but it is there. Feed it. Do not let it die out because you are afraid of the scale of the light it might cast. You have been playing at life, treating your ambitions like a hobby you can pick up and put down. Stop playing. The stakes are your existence. The prize is your legacy. Look at the giants of history once more. They had their nights of terror. They had their days of absolute failure. They had their moments where they wanted to turn back. But they didn't. They kept moving because they understood that the motion itself was the victory. When you act, you dissolve the fear. When you produce, you eliminate the doubt. You are not meant to be a spectator in your own life. You are the protagonist, the director, and the force of nature that shapes the outcome. Stand tall. The world has enough people who are waiting to be led, waiting for a signal, waiting for the conditions to be perfect. Be the one who leads. Be the one who creates the conditions. Be the one who takes the chaos of the current moment and imposes your own order upon it. You are not where you want to be because you have been playing it safe. But safety is the most dangerous thing you could possibly embrace. Leap into the uncertainty. Trust the process. Believe in your vision. And never, ever, let the world convince you that you are anything less than the architect of your own. You are still looking for the exit, still searching for the loophole that allows you to reach the summit without the climb, to have the fortune without the forge. This is why you feel the dissonance. You are trying to negotiate with the laws of success, hoping that you can be the exception to the rule that demands an absolute, unwavering commitment. You think you can work for your dreams part-time, that you can offer the universe your leftover energy and expect a life of abundance in return. That is not how the mechanism of reality functions. You receive in proportion to what you invest, and the universe demands payment in the currency of your total dedication. Think about the men who built the foundations of the modern world. They didn't have a plan B. They didn't have a safety net woven from the expectations of others or the comfortable excuses of their peers. They burned the bridges. They understood that the existence of a retreat is the primary reason for the failure of the advance. If you have a way out, you will take it the moment the pressure exceeds your comfort threshold. You must make the decision that there is no retreat, that the only way out is through the realization of your purpose. The resistance you feel today is not an indication that you are failing. It is the evidence that you are finally engaging with the weight of your own life. Most people go their entire existence without ever feeling this tension because they never aim for anything that requires more than their base capacity. They live in the flatlands of mediocrity, safe from the storms of ambition. But you? You have tasted the air from the heights. You have felt the vibration of a destiny that is larger than your current circumstances. That feeling is not a burden. It is your call to arms. You are being haunted by the shadow of your own potential. Every time you see someone else living the life you dream of, you feel a sting of envy. That is the recognition of your own latent power. Do not let that envy turn to bitterness. Let it turn to instruction. Ask yourself, what have they done that I am refusing to do? They have embraced the discipline that I have been avoiding. They have mustered the focus that I have been sacrificing for cheap distractions. They have sacrificed their comfort for their conviction. This is the truth about why you are not where you want to be. You are addicted to the comfort of the what if. You find a perverse safety in the realm of the imaginary, where you can be successful without ever having to risk the reality of trial and error. You are a general of a paper army, winning battles in your mind while the terrain of your life remains uncultivated. It is time to leave the sanctuary of your thoughts and step onto the field of action. The action is the only thing that matters. Not the research, not the planning, not the visualization. These are merely the blueprints. You must build. You must lay the stones. You must endure the sweat, the setbacks, and the solitude of the creator. When you move, you transform the energy of your intent into the physical reality of your success. When you act, you dissolve the anxiety that keeps you paralyzed. Movement is the medicine for the stagnation of your soul. Look at the giants again. When Ford was perfecting the assembly line, when Edison was failing for the 10,000th time, they weren't thinking about the comfort of their evenings or the opinions of their critics. They were obsessed. They were consumed by the problem they were solving. That obsession is the secret. You have been too balanced, too measured, too reasonable. Reason is for those who are content with the status quo. Greatness requires a touch of the irrational, a refusal to accept the boundaries that society has placed on the human experience. You are the master of your environment. If your current surroundings do not reflect the vision you hold, you must change them. If the people in your life do not speak the language of growth and possibility, you must limit your exposure to them. You are the average of the 5 thoughts you entertain the most. Are your thoughts focused on the expansion of your capacity, or are they focused on the limitations of your current situation? You are the architect of your mind, and you must evict the tenets of doubt and fear that have been occupying the prime real estate of your consciousness. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not when you have more money, not when you have more time. The conditions will never be perfect. The timing will never be ideal. You must strike the flint of your ambition against the rock of your reality and ignite the fire now. You have everything you need to start. You have the intellect, the capacity, and the absolute sovereign right to claim the life you envision. Stop playing the victim of your own history. The past is finished. It is a closed book. You are writing the next chapter, and the pen is heavy with the weight of your future. Do not allow the ink of doubt to stain the page. Write with bold strokes. Write with the conviction of someone who knows that the victory is already decided, that the outcome is already inscribed in the ledger of their own persistence. Rise up. Claim your place. The summit is waiting, and your path is the only one that leads to it.